The top performing YouTube ads for realtors in 2025. These are the exact ads that are actually getting agents listings right now, not just leads that ghost or waste your time. I'm gonna show you the exact scripts that I use word for word, how I test different variations, and the entire funnel that I use to convert these leads into closed deals. Just over the last few months, I've spent over $30,000 testing this, over 35 ad variations on YouTube. So when I say something works, I'm not just guessing. So whether you're brand new to YouTube ads or already running them and not seeing any results, this will give you the edge on every realtor in your market. Let's dive in. So here's everything I'm going to go through, basically the entire funnel. Like I said, different variations for testing. I'm going to go through all of it in depth, go through my thought process so you can do the same. But let's get right into it. So starting off with the script. So the first part, before I go into the full script, is basically you need to break your script up between hook, body, and close. Now, this is just a way that I've come up with, and I've learned from mentors as well. They do it a similar way. You can call it this, that, and whatever, but really it just matters that, okay, one, you have a hook, you're getting people's attention. Two, you have a body where basically you're providing value. You're honestly selling your unique mechanism. That's the biggest thing. And that's what I've seen does the best in 2025 with the body. And then the close is when basically you're tying it all together, outlining the next steps, and just making sure that they know if they want this, they need to do this, this, and this, which would be what we're doing with the funnel. The whole purpose of this funnel is basically to have a system where people are just going from step one, step two, step three, but it's all optimized to get you the highest conversion possible and get these people to trust you as much as possible before you reach out. So for context with this script right here, we're going after listings because that's what I've seen does the best with YouTube ads is getting listings. So that's what we're going to do with this one. And I just basically put city right here so you can also just replace it with your city or market. So starting off, the hook, we want to one, get their attention, call who this is for. So, thinking about selling your home but not sure if now is the right time or how to make the most of it. There's a new approach that city homeowners are using to sell faster and walk away with more money in their pocket. So now let me break this down with you. First, the first thing that stands out is thinking about selling your home, right? So the first part is we're calling out who this is for. The first 5 words we say are, hey, thinking about selling your home, but then you go into not sure if now is the right time. So first you're calling out who it's for, but then right after you also basically speak to one of their pain points because a lot of home sellers, as you know, struggle to know if it's the right time. That's what they want someone to tell them. So, hey, are you thinking about selling your home, calling out who this is for, but you're probably not sure if it's the right time or how to make the most from it? Well, this is where we give that unique mechanism. So there's a new approach that city homeowners are using to sell faster and to walk away with more money in their pocket. So this is a really, really good hook right here because we're also selling the outcomes. So selling faster and walk away with more money in their pocket, right? That's what everybody wants. They want to sell faster and with more money in their pocket. And we're also calling it out, speaking to a pain point and positioning it as a unique mechanism. So you have to think if somebody's looking to sell their home in this area and they see this, they're almost 100% of the time going to watch. And that's the whole point with the hook. And that's what you need to be testing. I'm going to show you other variations as well that hit different topics, but this is a really strong hook right here. It hits pretty much all of the check boxes that you need to hit with your hook. Now, the next part, if you're in or near the city area, you might be able to do the same even without fixing up the house or dealing with endless showings. So right here, this speaks to another desire that, oh, I don't want to do a bunch of renovations, even without fixing up the house or dealing with endless showings, right? Not people, nobody's loves having a ton of buyers coming to their home every weekend looking at the home. So this again just speaks to it without fixing up the house, dealing with endless showings. So this is a really strong hook right here. And for reference, you always with your hooks, you want to get a 1% click-through rate or higher. 1% plus click-through rate or higher, and that's a good benchmark for your click-through rate with your hook. If your hook's doing well, you're going to have at least a 1% click-through rate. So that's the first one right there. I'm going to go into the next hooks that we test later, but now I'm going to go into the body. So after this, after we call out who this is for, now this is where we're going to sell our unique mechanism. So forget the outdated way of listing and hoping for the best. Sellers are skipping the stress and still getting top dollar using a smarter process that's working incredibly well in today's market. We put together a short guide that breaks it all down, including what you don't need to do anymore, like expensive repairs or constant open houses. Just tap the blue button below and we'll send you the full breakdown so you can see how it works and whether it's a fit for your situation. So again, I'm going to break this down with you. So the first part, forget the outdated way. So we're basically positioning it like, hey, this is the new way. People always like something different, not necessarily better. So if you can say, this is the new way, this is a different way, that's going to get people's curiosity a lot more and build that interest. And that's the whole point of this initial ad, is to build that curiosity and get the people who are qualified and motivated to come through. And that's who we have to speak to in this ad. So for getting the outdated way, they're skipping the stress and still getting top dollar. So again, they're skipping the stress, which is what one of their pain points are. They don't want it to be stressful, and they're still getting top dollar using a smarter process that's working incredibly well in today's market. So that's another small thing right there. But mentioning in today's market, that's going to be something that creates more trust, because these people are like, oh, this guy's probably been running this ad for 2 years. Even if you have, just make sure you say today's market and position it as relevant. So that's the first part. Now we put together a short guide. One key thing right here is short. You can also say like 7-step guide, a 10-step guide, a 5-step guide, to make sure that, okay, it is pretty simple, it's digestible. That breaks it all down, including what you don't need to do anymore. Again, like expensive repairs or constant open houses. So the main thing is we're speaking always to either their pain points or their desires. Those are the really two big things. And this one speaks a lot to their pain points. And you can do this one or speaking with desires, but this is one that would do really well. So just tap the blue button below and we'll send you the full breakdown so you can see how it works and whether it's a fit for your situation. So now you can see we have a soft call to action in here. Tap the blue button below. We'll send you the full breakdown. And you can see how it works and whether it's a fit for your situation. So right here, whether it's a fit for your situation, this is something a little subtle, but it also positions it like, hey, we don't know if we can help you. That's what you need to get the book and see if it is a fit for you. So it's just going to build, they're going to say, okay, this person's not just trying to sell me. I don't know if it would be a fit, but I want to go get the book and see. So that's the hook. That's the body right there. Now let's break down the close. And one thing right here, the soft call to action, you see how we don't just have one call to action in the ad. You always want to have at least one in the body. You could even put it up sooner, but I always like to have it right here. That's usually a good spot. Now we're going to move over to the close. And this is where we're going to wrap it all up. So once you click, you'll answer a few quick questions so we can send you the right info for your property. You'll get the guide delivered straight to your phone, usually within a few seconds, which is something that's big. I'm going to go over. We'll also include a helpful home selling checklist to simplify the process even more. And if you're curious what your home could go for using this approach, we'll run the numbers for you manually and get back to you with a real estimate. No bots, no generic online calculators. So click the button, grab your copy, see how much easier and more profitable selling your home can be. So this is a shorter close, but this one works well. So the first part that I wanted to highlight is you'll get the guide straight to your phone, usually within a few seconds. So people always want speed to results. So if you can tell them, hey, you're gonna get the guide instantly, you're gonna get it within a few seconds. If you didn't have this, they'd be like, oh, you're probably gonna try to call me and give me the guide there. Even if you are, you still want to make sure that they're getting the guide quicker so that you can say, yeah, we'll send it to you instantly within 5 seconds, within a couple seconds. And that's gonna push them to opt in more because they know they're going to get it right away rather than having to wait who knows how long. We'll also include a helpful home selling checklist. So now this is just a value add. So this is a value add. This is the first one, value add 1. And then if you're curious what your home's worth, then we'll also give you a home valuation. So that's value add number 2. And it's basically just providing more value, standing out from everyone, just offering a home search or just offering a ebook, just offering a checklist, just offering a home valuation. We're adding this in there to just create more value. So I'll click the button, grab your copy, see how much easier and more profitable selling your home can be. It's pretty simple, but that's the entire ad right there. What I'm going to show you now is how you actually test. I'm not just showing you the first script like most people do. I'm going to show you how to actually test all of this because that's honestly what's more important than the script itself. So the second variation of the hook, and this is what I do for context, I always test different hooks, usually 3 at once. So now this is the second hook. A lot of homeowners in city are selling too early or the wrong way, and then realizing they left tens of thousands on the table. If you've been thinking about selling in the next 3 to 6 months, you need to see this. There's a newer method sellers are using right now that's helping them walk away with more money, with less hassle, and in some cases without lifting a finger to fix up the home. So I'm not going to break this down super in depth because we already did with this one, but the main thing you want to make sure is you're hitting different angles with each of these. So you're not just talking about the same stuff, and you can do the highlighting method that I did. So you're calling out who it's for, and then the red I'll do it for this one as well. So calling out who it's for. So homeowners in city. See, so we're calling out who it's for. Now this is a problem right here. Selling too early or the wrong way, and then realizing they've left tens of thousands on the table. So this is basically, you can see right here, we're even going more into depth into the problem or their pain points. And then calling out again, if you're even thinking about selling in the next 3 to 6 months, so getting motivated people, you need to see this. There's a newer method, and then again, that's the unique mechanism. Unique method sellers use right now. It's helping them walk away with more money, with less hassle, and in some cases without lifting a finger to fix up the home. So you can see right there, it's the same thing in all of them. You call out who it's for, you position it as avoiding their pain points, and then you give the newer method and you give the benefits. And it's really that simple. Now we'll do it for this one. If you sold your home, so again, sold your home the traditional way, so that's kind of a problem. The traditional way, you probably wouldn't have gotten the same result you can get today. So that would be a green right there. Gotten the same result you can get today. So positioning like, hey, this is the benefit. In city, homes are moving differently now, and the sellers to adapt are coming out way ahead. If you want to understand why some listings are sitting and others are selling in days for top dollar, this is something you'll want to hear. So this one is more goal and dream outcome driven. You can see we have more green on there, less problem speaking, but that's what you want to do. You don't want to have the same ones. You can see it's a good mix. This one's a good mix of all of them. This one's more problem. This one's more solution, right? So this would be a really good way to test these. You want to have different angles for each one. And I recommend using this highlighter method so you can make sure that, okay, this one is at pain points. This one is at desires and goals. And this one is kind of an all encompassing one. So that's the scripts right there. And if you do want me to basically give you all the proven scripts I have and go more in depth on them, feel free to book a call with me using the link in the description and we can have a chat. But anyways, the next part after this, I'm not just going to show you the scripts, I'm going to show you the whole funnel. So after someone clicks on the ad, you need to drive them to a landing page. Now, this is not the exact landing page I use. This is one I used to use a while back, but this is still one that would do well. So if your landing page doesn't look anything like this, you should probably rethink it. And I'm actually going to make another video later this week on creating a landing page from scratch. So I'm going to show you my thought process behind this and kind of how I do it. And it's going to be better than this one, trust me. But anyways, you basically call out who this is for. You have a headline, and then you show a picture of what they're getting and then their form right there. It's pretty simple, but you also want to make sure it's mobile optimized as well, because most people are coming through these ads on mobile, which is something a lot of realtors don't realize. And if your ad or if your landing page is not optimized for mobile, you're going to be getting a ton of clicks, but no leads. And that's what I see happens a lot of times with ads that realtors are running. Their landing page is just off. So after they go through the landing page, you want to make sure you have automations and all that stuff set up. Then you want to make sure you have a pre-sale video. Now, this is something a lot of realtors don't do. Now, I don't really know why, because once somebody comes in, they already showed us that, okay, they aren't interested in this. In this case, they're interested in selling their home. So then I want to have another video of you on the back end as the realtor. Basically, number one, providing value. You can just reintroduce yourself, reiterate the value they're getting from the ebook, from the offer in the ad. So they know, okay, this is what this is for. This guy is with this, because a big thing is congruency. And then you also want to basically push, hey, if you are serious, feel free to book a call with me, and you'll have your calendar right below that video, like I have right here. So from here, what I've seen, about 1 in 5 leads are just going to book directly on your calendar. And these ones are the absolute best because they already feel like they know, like, and trust you because they saw you on this ad. They went through, they watch this video of you, and then they book a call right on your calendar. So it's without you ever having to reach out. These people are already familiar with you. It's almost like a referral quality lead or appointment, to be honest, because they already feel like they trust you and they're just booking right on there. You just give them a call at that time and you get the listing appointment, get the listing from there. And I've seen this work time and time again. It's a pretty systemized process, but if you're not using a pre-sale video and a calendar on the back end, you need to start doing that, because really the overarching thing with it is, in real estate, people go with the realtor they trust. So the more times you can provide value, the more times you can get in front of them, the better, and they're going to trust you more. You're going to stay top of mind. So those are the top performing YouTube ads for realtors, but also the top performing YouTube ad funnel. Now, if you go out and copy this, you're going to be set to get an extra couple listings each month, no doubt, because this is a system that works time and time again, no matter what market you're in. But the big thing you need to be testing. So that's something a lot of people don't talk about. You need to actually be testing these hooks. And I can make another video on that as well, on my in-depth testing strategy. But anyways, if you do want me to come into your business, basically set all this up for you so you can get an extra couple listings every single month, feel free to check the link below in the description. It should be the first one or in the comment section. And then feel free to book a call with me. We'll have a quick 15-20 minute strategy chat and see if it could work in your market. And we'll kind of put together a game plan. But other than that, I do appreciate you watching. I hope you got value from this.